Yes, boys, sugar addiction is very hard to overcome. I've done it. I'm going to tell you how to do it in just 3 steps. There are these 3 steps, like a little mini protocol that you can follow to fix your sugar addiction. So first of all, I'm going to tell you, go downstairs, maybe you're downstairs already, but go into the cupboard, go into the fridge, whatever, and get your favorite sweets, favorite chocolate, favorite candy, bro. Get that. And I want you to put it right where you can see it every single day. So I used to love drumstick squashies. They were like my favorite sweets. And so what I did, rather than chucking them out, you know, when loads of people, it's often like, you know, on the news or something like health programs, they always say, oh, just get rid of the food, get rid of the junk food out of your house, and then you're not inclined to eat it. But then when you go out of your house, when you go to the shop, when you go to your granny's house or something, and they've got like some sugary treat, you know, they've got like these drumstick squashes, for example, your mates have them and they offer you one. You have literally 0 willpower to say no. All you've been thinking about is eating them. You're like, oh, I wish I had them. You know, you go in the fridge and you double check just to see if there's anything that's magically reappeared there, but there isn't. And you're like, oh God, I just crave it so bad. And then when you go out to the shop, like on the way to school in the morning, you just go and buy like a ton of sweets and just eat them on the way to school. That's what I did. That's not how we train willpower. Willpower is a skill and you must train it. So what do? You get your bag of sweets or bag of chocolate, whatever, the most enjoyable thing you could possibly eat. Put that right in front of you. So I'm at my like desk right now, and this is where I normally do my work or whatever. So I put it right in front of me for 2 years straight. 2 years. Every single day I would look at it. I would pinpoint my eyes right on that bag and say, no, don't eat it, 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 don't eat it. So many times, hundreds of thousands of times, say, no, don't eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it. Every single time you resist the temptation to eat that, your willpower goes up by like 1 XP, you know, like experience point in a game. It goes up by 1 XP. So if you're doing that multiple times every single day, your willpower is going to go up and up and up and up and up. So next time someone offers you, you know, do you want some drumstick squashes? I'm like, I'm all right, mate. Done. It takes a long time for this to work, but I guarantee you within the next 10 days, if you put it right in front of you, in 10 days, you won't even think about it. It'll just be part of your room. I forgot it was there until like a year later. My mom said, are you ever going to get rid of those sweets? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Right? So you need to make sure that they are right in front of you when you can see them to train that willpower over time. Número dos. Combine healthy foods with sweet foods. So for example, I eat beef mince every single day. And what I do is I don't just eat the beef mince on the own because it's very boring, right? What you can do is add fruit to it. I add fruit to a lot of things. So I add 3 dates and a banana to my minced beef. And it tastes amazing. It's like a strange little combo and people look at me like, why are you eating that? It looks weird. It looks like dog food or something. Tastes amazing. You are activating the Randall cycle, which is quite stressful on your body because your fat is competing for energy with fat and carbs are competing for energy, which you don't really want. But you do that anyway with everything you're eating. If you eat any sort of sugary meal, you're just going to activate the Randall cycle anyway. So if you want to be optimal, then you just eat meat. But the main thing is you break this sugar addiction so you're not addicted to junk food and, you know, just like sweets and stuff. We want to get rid of that. That's the main goal, right? We want to get rid of that so that everyone is at least on a whole foods diet. That's what I want to help people with. That's what I want to help you with because it's so important. We can optimize things later. We can go to like meat and fruit diet and then like just meat and everything. But it's just the main focus right now is to get people, to get you eating whole foods only. That is unbelievably important and it'll fix almost all of your problems, even like mentally, you know, like focusing in school, focusing in class. You won't be able to focus properly if you've got all this junk food going through your brain. It literally affects the way you think. It affects your cognitive function and everything, like these different oils, these different chemicals, like literal lab-made chemicals that you're ingesting into your body. It's insane. We need to focus on getting rid of that. So you can combine things like dates and bananas to meat. Taste amazing, sounds weird, tastes amazing. You have lemon on your chicken. People have lemon chicken, you can do that. It will degrade the bioavailability of the protein and the bioavailability of the nutrients. Whenever you add plants, there's always going to be some sort of anti-nutrient which is going to block the absorption of things. So if you were to just have like a steak on its own, it's going to be amazing. It's going to have everything you need. If you cook it, it's going to slightly decrease all the nutrients in it. If you then add things like, I don't know, like a tomato and then you add like pepper and stuff, that's gonna also block things in it. Like there was this study done, I don't really believe in studies, but there was this study done where if you add pepper to a steak, then it removes, I think it's all of the iron. It's like the, no, it was the zinc, I think it was the zinc. So it just removed all of it, so you can't access any of it because it blocks the absorption of it, which is not very what we want. But just for now, as I said, whole foods is the main thing. So you can add sugary fruit to good foods just to make them taste better, to make sure that you actually, you know, eat them, rather than just saying, oh, this is too boring of a meal, I'm just going to go and eat something else, go and eat some pizza or something. That's not what we want. Okay, so add fruit. Also, you can do things like milk and honey. If for some reason you don't like milk, then just add some honey to it. Makes it taste incredibly sweet. You don't need the honey, but if you want to, you can add it. And then my personal favorite is fruit and yogurt. So yogurt is amazing. Obviously, it's just dairy. You can add some fruit to it. You can add some pineapple, some blueberries. It takes about 3 seconds to make. Tastes amazing. That's what I do pretty much every day. But again, if you just eat the yogurt on its own, that's what I did this morning, then you'll get all of the nutrients rather than all the fruits that infiltrate in it. Cool. Number 3, the final one, is to consume good educational content. So from now on, I don't want you to be consuming like some sidemen content, you know, on YouTube or whatever, or like scrolling on TikTok, because you'll see so many videos of people just eating stuff. You know, like mukbangs and what are the other, like 10,000 calorie challenges and all these fitness influencers. They're not doing like very fitnessy things. They're doing 10,000 calorie challenges, like how many calories can I eat in 24 hours, that type of thing. And they're just stuffing the faces and, oh, calories in, calories out, doesn't matter. We need to optimize for health. We need to optimize for nutrition. That is what we need to be doing. When you do those things, it fixes your face, it fixes your skin, it fixes your cognitive function, as I said, it fixes your physique, it fixes literally everything. Health, our looks are health. If you improve your health, you improve your looks, you improve every part of your life if you improve your health. You know those people who are super disciplined on like a diet, you know, they're eating the same thing every day and they actually enjoy it. Like, imagine you actually enjoy it. Those are the type of people who tend to do good things. Like, if you look at most like millionaires, billionaires are a little bit different, but if you look at like most millionaires, they've always got like a clean diet. It's quite rare that people don't have a good diet, or people who, you know, have some sort of business that they enjoy, or they're just like successful, whatever you think success is. Those successful people seem to have a good diet. People who are on a good diet seem to have a good life. So I want you to have a good life. I want myself to have a good life. I want everybody to have a good life. So I want everyone to eat healthy. I want you to eat healthy, and I'm going to eat healthy myself. So when you're on YouTube, be very careful what you're consuming. You want to protect your consumption of all things, not just consumption in terms of food, consumption of what you consume on social media. Because if you're watching things on YouTube like mukbangs, as I said, I remember I did that when I first like went on a diet. I went on keto, which is like where you don't eat carbs, but I was still eating carbs and I wasn't eating enough meat, so I was basically just eating like vegetables and stuff. It was very, very wrong. But when I was doing that, I was like kind of hungry because obviously I hadn't eaten enough, and I was watching like some Eric the Electric, I think his name was. I no like disrespect to him, but he was doing these massive, 25,000 calorie challenges and everything. He was like down in donuts left, right and center, and I was looking at it whilst like salivating. It's just not good for your mental health if you're trying to stick to a diet, right? So watch people like Paul Saladino, you can watch Face IQ, you can watch Dr. Anthony Chaffee, you can watch me. If you reinforce yourself, if you reinforce your mind with what is the right way to do things. Like if you're just constantly watching people who are eating healthy, then you're more likely to eat healthy. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. That includes online. First of all, if you're like, hanging around friends who are always just eating terrible food, you're probably going to be like them. If you're not hanging around, but if you're with your parents who eat terrible food, you're probably going to be like them, right? And I know not all of this is in your control, but just be aware of it. And especially the people who you consume the most amount of videos online, you're going to be just like them. You're going to be influenced by the influencers, right? Subconsciously, that could just make you eat more. Like, those people who go to the gym and drink like Monsters before they go, like influencers online. You could just copy them and go, oh yeah, that's what they do, And you, like, without even thinking about it, you just start drinking white Monster and ingesting like a ton of caffeine, becoming caffeine resistant to the point my mate literally got to 1 gram of caffeine a day. One of those Monsters has got like 300 milligrams, I think it is. He was on 1 gram 1,000 milligrams of caffeine per day. He was heart maxing. He was about to die. I'm surprised he didn't. Like, that is serious. And people get to this point, people your age get to this point, that's not good. If you want to like stay away from the doctors and not, you know, end up in some sort of hospital bed, then make sure you're eating the correct way. You're eating natural food, whole food, please, and optimize your consumption of all things, all mediums, as I said, and follow those 3 steps of the protocol, and I guarantee you that you will break your sugar addiction. It will take a hell of a long time, and it will be very difficult at the start, but I guarantee you if you just stick to it in the long run, you will notice a massive, massive difference, as I have. And final thing, I've got this app that I'm building, which is dedicated to getting people like you to focus on the correct nutrition, not just like eating calories in, calories out, eating the correct food, animal foods, what we should be getting all of the bioavailable sources of protein, all the bioavailable nutrients, everything. And also it's an all-in-one fitness app, because you know you've got like about 300 different apps for fitness. You've got one for tracking your macros, you've got one for going to the gym, you've got like meditate, you've got everything. I put them all in one because it was all on my home screen, and I hated having so many things. Like, look how many apps I've got on my home screen right now. I know my home screen is a bit strange. It's optimized for, you know, productivity, but I've got like so many apps that are all clutter, and I just wanted to put them in one. So that's the first link in the description. I've got some courses in there that talk about, you know, nutrition and everything to help you out. I will see you over there. Good night.